Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of the Draft Boys. Last week, we did the worst contracts in the NHL draft. Now we're going to be doing the best contracts. Up first, Magani, how are we feeling?
Great. Unfortunate. Didn't win the worst contracts draft, but we're ready for a bounce back.
Babiak, how about you?
I don't even know. I guess I'm going to pick Kevin Lankinen for the best contracts because you guys seem to fucking love Kevin Lankinen's contract.
Yeah, Babiak is angry that you guys didn't appreciate that pick. Last week, we did the worst contracts. I won that. I ended up winning that on YouTube. I won 57% of the vote to 22 to Babiak, 21 to Magani. Over on Instagram, YouTube's 2/3, Instagram's 1/3. Over on Instagram, Magani actually won it with 43% of the vote. I got 37%. And Babiak got 18%.
Appreciate the IG. Appreciate that.
the blind comparison. Got to work out your arguments, your oral arguments. But
if I lost because of Timo Meyer or Chris Letang, that's fine by me. But Lankinen, seriously?
Yeah. I think Lankinen really did you. And once we combine that, I won 51% of the vote. Magani 28, Babiak 21. PSA, it is weird that I dominated the YouTube and then Instagram, and it was blind. It was a little bit closer. But granted, Magani and Babiak were about equal. But then Instagram, it was a big discrepancy. So I think I don't think that I won just because of the M-Bond vote. And also out there, do not vote for me just because I'm the owner of this channel. Vote who you think makes the best argument. But I think we agreed during that, Magani had the safest list. And I think that really translated to Instagram. But once you hear the arguments on YouTube, you get more context potentially for it. So, yeah, thankfully there wasn't a drastic difference where it was completely maybe a little bit in my favor. But yeah, I won the worst. Now I'm up 4-2 all time on the Draft Boys. We're going to be doing the best contracts, much like the worst contracts. Just hit the headphones out of my head. Much like the worst contracts, it's just going to be the most surplus value. We're not building an actual team. We're going to go 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and 1 goalie. Not building a team. You can go with 3 wingers. You can go with 2 left-handed defensemen. Just what contracts have the most value at each position. Babiak, he lost that draft. He decided to pick 2nd overall. Then Magani decided to pick 1st overall. I'm picking 3rd overall. We do the snake draft. Are you guys ready? Let's get into it.
So Magani, ready.
You're on the clock.
All right, my 1st overall pick is going to be Connor Hellebuyck.
I knew it.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a goalie first. Again, the numbers speak for themselves. He's a free agent in 2031. He originally signed a 7 by 8.5. He's 31 years old, and obviously he is going to win the Vezina. There's not even a question. The playoff production is really just what you need to see, but he's really one of the best goalies of the generation. So currently has a 2.01 goals against and a 9.25 or a 0.925 save percentage. So yeah, I'm taking Hellebuyck. Get my goalie out of the way.
Yeah, I think for the next 3 years, that's definitively the best goalie contract. There's some term on it. Takes until he's 37 years old, 38, maybe some risk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in terms of goalie contracts, that's the best. What do you think, Babiak? And now you're up.
Right. So I didn't see any clear-cut number 1 pick. That's why I dropped down to number 2. So I'll go with Tage Thompson, who after this year is 5 years, $7.14 million, only 27 years old. The contract only takes him through to age 33. I don't think there's any real risk of that being underwater at any point, right? A 30-year-old Tage Thompson, at worst, still a 2C, making $7 million. It's a great value.
Yeah, I think Tage Thompson is definitely a steal. He was within my top 4. Wasn't quite in my top 3. I'm going to go back to back here. I'm at first going to go Brendan Hagel, 7 years, $6.5 million. You look at his trajectory on the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's gone from 65 points to 74 at a point per game. And now this season, he has 33 goals, 48 assists, 81 points in 73 games. And he's mainly been stapled to Anthony Cirelli. He has played a little bit with Kucherov, a little bit with Guentzel, but he's not playing primarily with Point or Kucherov. Yes, he's on the power play, but he has really turned into the perfect two-way guy. He's still 26 years old. He has an August birthday, so it's not even he turns 27 the next week or next month. So yeah, I have this guy locked up till 32, 33 years old at 6.5. I get 2 more years on it compared to a Tage Thompson. It's insane that they were able to sign this even in the moment we thought this was going to be a steal, and now after this season, it's one of the best forward contracts in the NHL. And for my next one, it's $12.6 million, but I'm still going with Nathan MacKinnon, 6 years, $12.6 million. He has been a top 3 regular season forward the last 2 seasons, best last year, won the Hart Trophy. He's a legit $16 million guy right now. And I think considering he's 29 years old, he's a psychopath. I see no reason why he's not going to be a top 5 player in the NHL throughout this. It's already one of the biggest deals. As the cap continues to rise, he's going to be a 16, 17, 18, $19 million player. Yeah, you look at some of the other guys around him, like William Nylander, 11.5. I love him, but Pettersson signed an 11.6. When we see McDavid get 15, 16, Kaprizov might get 15, and McKinnon's still at 12.6. I think it's a top 2. I think it might be the best forward contract in the NHL right now. Magani, you are up.
No, that's untrue. I am.
No, yeah, it's him.
Oh, Babiak. All right. My bad.
Yeah, it's untrue.
On my picks.
Spreading fake news out here. My pick, I'll go Jacob Slavin, who's got 8 years at 6.4 mil. I mean, he's a genuine number 1 defenseman, top 10 in the league easily. We saw that at 4 Nations. We've seen that with how every defenseman he's been paired with in Carolina for the last 5 years does not play any form of defense, even remotely. Slavin probably is worth like 9 mil, 10 mil. I don't know how much a true number 1 peak D is worth at this point. The only risk there is, I guess, age, given that it's 8 years and he's 30 years old. But given that his skill set is being a brilliant, high IQ guy, it's not like his game is based on speed or physicality, even a little bit. I feel really confident about that aging well into 6 or 7 years of surplus value. Yeah,
I think first 4 to 5 years on that, unreal. Might be slightly not bad towards the end, but not as much value.
Yeah, I'm up back-to-back. I'm honestly just going to go chalk, and they only have 2 more years left, but I'm just going to take – first I'm going to take Quinn Hughes at 6 by 7.85. Like I said, he has 2 more years left.
2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think he's the best defenseman in the NHL, so I don't care how long the term is. 2 more – yeah, we'll take it. Value. And then we're going to go Cale Makar on the back end as well. $9 million, also 2027 UFA. Another top 3 at the absolute worst defenseman in the NHL, so I'll take him. And I think there's a lot more forward depth in this type of draft than defensemen, so I'll take the 2 best.
Yeah, they're definitely up there. Just 2 years. You're going to win on Instagram after this, too.
No, that's not
cruise. Yeah, you're going to cruise on Instagram. That's like – the surplus value, it's still like there's $5-6 million the next 2 seasons, but long term compared to some other guys. Babiak, you're up this time for real.
I'm gonna get absolutely whooped in this one because I'm looking at value deals.
I love it.
Hey, we got different strategies. It just happens.
Yeah, I mean, I also have a 2-year deal on here that I was about to go for. Which is Kirill Marchenko, who has 2 years left at 3.85 mil. I mean, I don't even know. Like, that's obviously going to lose because you guys are picking legit superstars out here.
Marchenko's been getting love.
But Marchenko is giving you the most value per dollar in the league for the next 2 years, I think. Mm-hmm. Literally any team would be significantly better gutting off whatever bottom sixer they're giving 3 mil, 4 mil to, because Marchenko is producing at the level of like a low end first line guy.
Yeah, no, he's definitely been like an $8.5, $9 million player this season. I decided
it's literally, I said, literally 5 mil of surplus value for each of the next 2 years. Just in like surplus value per season, even if it's short term, I don't think you can beat that right now.
Yeah, no, I had him on my list. That's a good pick. I like him. I like that.
I'm going long term. I'm hammering that surplus value. I am up first going Gustav Forsling, 7 years, $5.75 million. It's kind of the same thought process as Babiak's Jacob Slavin deal. He's been like on the same level as Jacob Slavin of late, so it's just $700,000 less, and I think he's a year, maybe 2 years younger than that. Yeah, he's a true top 15 defenseman at this point, and I'm getting him sub $6 million. There is some age risk, but again, $5.7 million is going to be number 4 defenseman money in like 4 years or something like that. My other pick, I'm also knocking out a defenseman because Magani went with Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar. I am going to go with Jake Sanderson, 7 years, $8.05 million. He's already a legit $8.5 to $9 million guy this season. Going to hit like 55 points, awesome defensively. I think he's going to be a 12 to $13 million guy in like 45 years. I know that might sound crazy with the salary cap going up and all that. I think that this is an utter steal of a contract. We're already seeing guys like Jacob Chikrin get 8 years, $9 million. So Jake Sanderson has kind of solidified himself as a top 20 defenseman this season. So yeah, you get him at 8.05 for his entire prime, to no age risk on this one until he's 29 years old. I'm not sure that might not get the most votes out of anybody, but in my opinion, I think that might be the most valuable defenseman contract. Any rebuttals on that?
No, that
Feel
was
free to trash me.
I had him on my list too,
Gotta
but
debate this up.
no, yeah, I like it.
I don't have anyone making that much money on my list. I think I fundamentally approach this different in a way that's going to get me murdered on Instagram.
I just realized, fuck, I shouldn't have picked Sanderson or Forsling there. Damn it.
I understand the different strategies, but I feel like, I mean,
I don't know what, you guys.
You can get paid $10 million, still have a a great contract. You know, it just depends.
Definitely.
No, it's true. It's true. I understand the arguments there. It's just like
12.6.
The team that I end up picking. The team that I end up picking will get killed by both of your teams skill wise.
Oh no, we won't. We will make sure to. The YouTube followers definitely know this. The Instagram casuals might, but we'll make sure that it's not the best team.
Yeah.
My pick here for forwards, because I can save defense till the end. I had Protas at 3 by 3.375. The upside is tremendous if he can consistently be a 60 to 70 point guy. The downside is frankly non-existent because 3.375 mil, if he's a mediocre third liner, you're breaking even. If he's a 60 or 70 point player, that's worth what? 7.5 mil? You're literally doubling your investment there.
Yeah, that's a great. That might be one of the best sub $5 million. I think he has 4 years actually. I think so. I'm actually helping you with that. I shouldn't have said that, but it would have been on the graphic regardless.
I think it's 3 after this year, but if I'm incorrect, feel free to put that up on the screen there.
All right, Magadi.
All right, so I have back-to-back picks for forwards. My first one, I'm going to have the Devils fan dream and get Jack Hughes on the same team with.
I don't know why I didn't pick him.
Yeah, I'm going to take.
I'm
shocked he's still there, but Jack Hughes, obviously on an 8x8, he's a UFA in 2030. The numbers speak for themselves. The only concern you have with him at all is injuries, because he obviously he's a smaller guy and he keeps getting hurt, and that is a problem. But he's performed in the playoffs. He's obviously doing it every season, so I'll take him. He's worth way more than $8 million. And then my next forward pick, I think I'm going to take Nick Suzuki. He's a UFA in 2030. He's getting paid $7.8 million. He's only 25 years old. He's just going to keep getting better. He's, I'm taking Suzuki.
Those were solid picks. Hughes, ridiculous. I didn't pick him.
I'm shocked. I was shocked he fell to me, but yeah.
Suzuki, very, very good. I don't know if I would have picked him there, but he deserves that. That's a great deal. Babiak.
I mean, I thought about Jack Hughes. He was on my list, but the holdup is the injury issues. I mean, I think he's pretty clearly a better player than Tage Thompson, like when you watch him eye test wise. But because he's missed so much time, like the actual wins contributed to points scored, Jack Hughes has not actually outperformed Tage Thompson in the last 3 years. Like, is he a worse player than Tage? No, I'd clearly rather have Jack Hughes starting a franchise. But the injury risk is real, and that was what knocked him off the board for me.
Yeah, that's
I think
very valid.
Yeah, it's just too much of a risk there. I still would have taken him there, but I didn't have a year ago. I would have him arguably number one, but it's definitely slid down. Babiak, you up?
Goalie contracts. I hate all goalie contracts. I begrudgingly picked one at gunpoint and ended up with Joseph Woll, 3 years, 3.67 mil. I don't even know, right? There's two kinds of goalies, right? There's the actual elite goalies who are on huge contracts. There's literally 6 of those in the league. And then there's a bunch of 1B with number one upside types. Out of that group, Woll has the cheapest rate at the most term. Philip Gustafsson only has 1 year left. That basically knocks him out of contention. everyone else who's in that tier is like, oh, you're giving 5 years for a guy who I do not trust to be an NHL goalie 5 years from now. Woll feels relatively safe, and if you need to bury him in the AHL, 3.67, you can live with that.
Bring us in your argument if you have to bury him.
I guess that makes sense.
I love the honesty. That's wild. Okay, I'm up for back-to-back. I need forward and goalie. Goalie, yeah, as you mentioned, like Hellebuck, I think was the best one, but even that one has some downside. I'm going to go with, and I swear this isn't pandering, but I think Logan Thompson's 6-year, 5.85 doesn't have the longest track record, but has proven to be at least very good 1A, 1B. So I think as long as he can consistently be a guy that puts up a 9.15 at 5.85, when you see the future guys that blow past that, I think it's to be a good contract. He's still only 27 years old. Again, there's not much to choose from because guys like Shesterkin's at 11.5. Bass is still at 9.5 and stunk last year because of his back injury. So yeah, I'll go Thompson there. And I think I would have won this if I fucking flipped these. I'm going with Bratt for my final forward. What is his exactly? I think it's 6 years, 7.85. I got it pulled up somewhere. Or maybe I don't. 6 years, 7.875. Yeah, this year, 86 points in 76 games. Still only 26 years old. So you're getting him for his prime, and he's a legit top 35 player in the NHL at this point. One of the best skaters in the NHL, one of the best players in transition. It's an awesome deal, and I'm just kicking myself thinking if I picked for Jack Hughes instead of Sanderson right now. Damn it.
That's a good pick, though, Bratt. So I have a couple forwards on my list, but obviously I just need one. I'm not going to go with any of the big names. I think I'll maybe go with a little bit more of a bolder one. I'm going to pick Quentin Byfield. He's got $6.25 million till 2029. He's 22 years old. He's going to have 20 goals again. And I think you're getting him maybe not in his prime, but right before his prime. He's going to be a 30 to 40 goal scorer, I think, the next 2 years. The other guys on my list I had were Kucherov, who's obviously older and makes a lot of money, but still one of the best goal scorers in the NHL. And then I had Drake Batherson on my list too, but I went Byfield.
That's bold. I thought you had this in the bag. Not saying you like soiled it with that, but that definitely made it interesting. I like Byfield. I think the potential's there. But yeah, to start the season, he was pretty lackluster. He has not put together a full campaign of being an elite first liner or something like that. I would have gone with like Raymond or Stützle probably. But yeah, that's the draft. Babs, who was your second defenseman besides Slavin?
My D-man pick here, Mikey Anderson, the least flashy choice I could have gone for.
It's a good deal.
6 years by $4.125 million. He's only 25 years old. I feel really comfortable saying that's $1 to $2 million of surplus value each year for the next 6 years. Mikey Anderson does not have a offensive bag that's going to blow anyone away. But I feel really good about like, wow, that's a bargain on a young second pair defenseman.
Your draft strategy was really to just go for like bargain hunting. It was like
and I'm going to get whooped because I didn't pick like Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt. If we had
like an actual cap hit, your team would be nuts. If we capped it at like $20 million.
Okay, yeah. So those are the teams. I went with Hagel, McKinnon, Bratt, Sanderson, Forsling, Thompson. Mags went with Hughes, Suzuki, Byfield, McCarr, Hughes, and Hellebuck. And then Babiak's team is Marchenko, Tage Thompson, Protas, Slavin, Anderson, and Woll. Again, I thought
I stand by my strategy, but I'm going to get like 12% at most.
Yeah, like I think Magani's probably going to win, but that Byfield pick might throw people off because I don't know if people love that deal. I like my team. I think I would have won if I picked Jack Hughes earlier and then just waited on Sanderson or Forsling because nobody was picking them. But yeah, I think we said it last time though, and then Magani didn't end up winning. But I think that this is probably Magani's to lose.
Well, I've gotten the big names both times now. Yeah. Like I feel like I've gotten the prototypical like big contracts or worst contracts. So.
Yeah, voters at home, just because we say Magani won, make up your own mind, make your informed decision. Again, surplus value, the amount of total value that these contracts will bring over their duration. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Any final words, Magani or Babiak?
No, that was a lot of fun.
I'm going to really enjoy having the first pick in the next round.
Or you'll pick
Yeah.
second again, and we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time, let us know in the comments. I think we're going to do over 30. We're going to do under 25 or like over 33. That's the idea that I thought of. I think that could be fun in terms of actually building the best team. That's not this. This is just surplus value. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. We'll be seeing you next week on Draft Boys. Peace.